All right, happy Friday, traders. Um, a version of a longer version, a comprehensive walkthrough, pretty much from start to finish, of this trade that I took on Bitcoin today will be available shortly on my YouTube channel. Um, this here is a shorter version of the same. I look at gold a little bit in the other video as well. Not that I took gold, but it was on my watch list to do so. In any case, Bitcoin. So this was the outcome of the trade, getting in. This is the opening range high breakout and wearing that for a very long time. Anyway, came to fruition for 2R. So just getting into the details of it. Um, and hopefully this is insightful, educational. For me, I like doing these as part of my journaling process. But at the start of each day, I look at the bigger picture and I'm looking at the um, market from a top down perspective, noting that we've got trap volume all up high, months of trap volume. We're breaking down through that support base, which I anticipate to be retested at some point. Um, I use signal days, um, inside day being one of my favorites. And we had this inside day, signal day. We had two in a row, in fact. So it's a bit dubious as to whether this would play out, but it did in the end. So what I'm doing is I'm buying the low of the day of the inside day in anticipation of a follow through and then coming back up potentially to retest this M formation on the chart. That's the M formation neckline. This here is a 100% range expansion of that inside day, which this price might get up to, and it coincides with that neckline. So that's the bigger picture. We've also got the VWAP where the price is pulled away from, and I'm looking for a retest of that VWAP. So that also has a confluence with my directional bias. And then I couple that. I'm just sort of speeding up the analysis here a bit. I do a bit more on the weekly and the monthly chart, but I use the TPO profile, um, very similar to the volume profile, but I trade CFDs. I don't have the information from the CME, uh, and I don't trade futures at this point anyhow. So either way, TPO does the job perfectly on a 15-minute chart, and I'm looking at the um, day by day, session by session. It's a multi-time frame TPO that I use. I look at the weeks, the current week, the previous weeks, the monthly TPO. Is it going to show up? Okay, so it's a top-down analysis on the TPO, and I mark off the higher time frame TPOs, um, such as the monthly, and then I drill in from the weekly, the current week, and then the previous week TPO. We're in breakdown. Um, and the thesis was today that we come when we're back above the inside day low. So there's the inside day low. So a nice W formation there below that level. Um, and we've got the Globex overnight value area low. So we're above that. And what I was looking for today was a move through the profile. Today's fixed Globex profile. That's exactly what we got. We got a nice fake out high there of that level. It's the Asian high, the high of the day. And it was a bit of a battleground here. The closing price was acting as resistance. So I'm buying the breakout. So let's just replay mode this. So I'm buying the breakout of the opening range high. That there it is there. This is the developing profile in Wall Street. That's the point of control. My stop was just below that point of control, just below there, to give me some breathing room for that to play out as it actually did. And looking for the break of the point of control, which we didn't get until way over here. It's threatening my stop loss for the majority, well, all of the morning. And then we got this beautiful breakout, fake out low, switch bar over here, pulling up a little bit the point of control, but we're well inside now of the TPO on the day, the TPO of Wall Street. We've got some way to go until we break through that value area low from Globex yesterday. In fact, no, sorry, not Globex, the value area low of the entire day. Anyway, we got through it in the end. We'll get there in a minute. So the point of control here now acting as resistance. It was a naked point of control, which lured the price in as a magnet. So that was what I was aiming for. That was my first sign of conviction that this is going to pan out. And then I'm looking for the price to rotate through the profile. And we got a bit of stickiness here. What we'll do now is we'll go over to the Trend Predator Pro chart. By the way, this is a three-star quality signaled setup by the Trend Predator Pro. As I say in all my videos, I use that as my sat nav, and then I'm in the driving seat to work the signal as according to my approach, which is the opening range breakout. So there's that lovely switch bar, and then we get pulling back into this point, previous day closing price. I've already marked the point of control off in the prior chart. When we're not using that anymore, we know where the levels are. We know we've got our take profit. That's the high of the profile that we're aiming for. Okay, so we've got resistance at the point of control at this point, and then this nice W formation, neckline supporting, the VWAP supporting the EMA crossovers, and off she goes. Okay, so a nice end to the week. Went according to plan. Besides all this nonsense over here, I prefer to see the market just, well, obviously just take off, but you can't have it always your way. And it worked out to be a nice five wave outcome, textbook into target. Okay, stay tuned for a longer version of this. You can watch it play out stage by stage as I'm recording it live, as I'm in the trade, if that's helpful. Have a great weekend, and may the markets go with you.